LPG, propane and butane. Today we're going to give you a basic understanding of LPG.
Yeah, I'm down for the long run now. Red Corvette and my drop top down. Calling up my digits in my Motorhome.
Release any boy behind him walking back.
Falling and I'm a whip. Yeah, out in fast track, going hard in the pit.
When we release it,
I still ball in the picture. Something wrong with the picture.
liquefied petroleum gas, LPG. People are frightened of gas because you don't really understand it. Now, if you've got a basic understanding of LPG, you'll respect it and be able to use it safely. Two common types of gas. Cali gas here is not a gas, it's the name of the company who supply the gas. So what we have red bottle propane, blue bottle butane. And these are the two types of gas that you'll use in your motorhome campervan. Now, when you buy a full gas bottle, it's not full, it's filled to 80% to allow for expansion. Propane and butane, in the raw state, they are odourless, they do not smell. What you can smell is an additive that's added to the two gases called ethyl mercaptan. I will put it below. LPG is stored under pressure as a liquid. When you release it releases the pressure and turns into the gas. Now, propane, red bottle, has a freezing rate of -45. Butane, blue bottle, has a freezing rate of -5. So if it gets colder, the butane won't release the gas because it's freezing inside, as it being a liquid. So where LPG gas bottles live, they all have a gas locker and they should all have a sticker on saying LPG. So if we open this one up, as you can see, we've got the gas locker. It's the red bottle propane that's in the gas locker here, and if you notice, we have a lip in the locker and also drop vents. Now, the reason we have this is LPG is heavier than air. So if we have a leak in this area here, the LPG will drop down and then create a well of gas. Now, by having the drop vents, when the gas is settling on the bottom, it'll go out of the drop vents and out of the van into the atmosphere. In camper vans, where the LPG is stored in the living quarters, just like this one here, it still should have a lip and drop vents. Now, we start to see this in more and more home-built camper vans where people have built their own camper van, and what they've done is they've put the gas, the LPG, the propane, butane in a locker or under the sink where there's no drop vent, and you should not be using the gas in that type of camper van if the gas is stored there. So we've got a gas bottle living in the gas locker, so what we'll do next is we'll switch it on. So the first port to call the LPG lit will be the gas hose. Now, I hope you can see that. You have a production date there of 2018. Gas hoses should be replaced every 5 years, or if there's any sign of deterioration. You don't have to, but I would replace it every 5 years. In order for the gas to get to the appliances, so we can use the cooker, the fire, it must pass through a regulator. Now, what a regulator does is it brings the pressure from the bottle down to safe working pressure. So normally regulators off the bottle normally run at 37 millibar, while bulkhead regulators run at 30 millibar. Gas bottle regulators. They are now really being phased out because we're using less and less gas bottle regulators. But for a propane gas bottle regulator, it's a male thread and it goes in left-hand thread, like so. For butane, it's a female thread, and again, it's a left-hand thread. Anything that's a left-hand thread will have a nick on the nut to tell you that it's left-hand thread. So that'll go on like so. Now, because the gas It's coming out the gas bottle, going through the regulator. The regulator is obviously bringing the pressure from the bottle down to 37 millibar. So you can put a low pressure hose on, which goes on like so, and then you'd have a Jubilee clip on, and then that'd go to the gas pipe. And the same again with the butane. The most common regulators that are used now, nearly all the regulators in service, is the bulkhead regulator, and you'll see that located inside the gas locker. Now, in order to get gas from the bottle to the regulator, we must use a high pressure hose because we're still at bottle pressure. And with the propane ones, same again, it's a male thread, left hand. And with butane, it's a female thread. And again, see how we've got the marks? It's left hand thread. Also, make sure that the washer is in the thread as well when it goes to the regulator. And sometimes they can fall out. Now, all of the gas hoses do have a date on them. On this one, it's August 2015. Now, you don't have to change them. It all depends on the condition, but regs do state you should change them every 5 years. So for the sake of a couple of quid, just change them. And then on these ones, the high pressure hoses, we can see the date there at 2019. So that's good for another 4 years. Oh, just a quickie. This type of piping should never leave the gas locker. If you see this piping inside your motorhome or campervan going to the fridge, the fire, the cooker, right, it's dangerous. This should only go from the bottle inside the gas locker. And here's another system. This is a gas flow system. You can go to any petrol station that's got an LPG filling point, and all you do, you just fill up like you're filling the petrol up, and if you can see on the side, it has got an 80% overfill protect. So here's our setup now then. We've got the propane gas bottle. There's a high pressure hose, which is going to the regulator. Now we have an isolation point here, which we can close, that stops any LPG entering the motorhome. Also here, we have our testing point for where we can test the motorhome gas system for any leaks. And then we have a rigid copper pipe, which then goes into the motorhome, going to all the various gas points. Our rigid copper pipe that was coming from the regulator and the gas locker is now coming up here and coming to all the isolation points. And then each one is then running off to the different appliances in the van. So as you can see, we've got the top one here, the saucepans. This one is then going to the hobs. We have the snowflake, which is going to the fridge. We have the fire, and then we have the tap, which is going to the hot water. So if I turn that now, I'm now isolating the hot water from any gas going to the appliance. Now these are more for us for when we're doing gas testing. So if we find we've got a leak when we gas test, what we do is we isolate every appliance, and then we switch each appliance on to try and locate where the gas leak is. Now we've got a gas going to appliances. Now in order to create a flame, we need 3 elements. We need gas, we need oxygen, and we need ignition. Now we've got our air, we've got a gas going to appliances, and we've also now got an ignition. So if we put all 3 together, air, gas, ignition, and there's a flame. Air, gas, ignition, and there's a flame. Now all appliances should be fitted with a flame failure device. Did you hear that? The 3 clicks? That's actually flame failure. If no gas, no flame is detected, then the gas will cut off. And because we turned the flames off, what's happened then is the gas valve is closed. As I said earlier, all appliances need oxygen to work. the appliances that you run for a long time, such as your fire, your water heater, your fridge, they all have flues. Now the cooker hops grill oven don't have a flue, so under no, please just don't use these to heat the room up. I hope the video's been useful and it has given you a basic understanding of LPG. It is only a basic understanding, just so you understand propane, butane. Any work that you get done to do with gas must be done by a qualified engineer, and once a year get somebody qualified engineer in to give your motorhome or campervan a gas test.